What's up, everyone? Man, I have not been on here in forever. Been actually a month since I came on live. How's everyone doing today? So, a lot of stuff been going on the last few weeks. A lot of great stuff. Before we get started, my 4th of July sale starting today. You go to my website, rickbeato.com. 4 courses, $79. It's the my Beato Ear Training, Beato Book Interactive, Quick Lessons Pro, and my newest course, the Scale Matrix. $79 until July 5th, the day after the 4th of July, because that's a Sunday at midnight. So you got 7 days to get it. And that's pretty much how I actually run my channel. I don't do any ad reads or anything, and never have. So hopefully that'll never change. No, that's never going to change. What else? I have between the last time I was on, which was like the last day of May, I announced my tour in Australia coming up in the fall in October, and some of the dates have already sold out. Brisbane sold out, Melbourne sold out, Sydney sold out, and they moved it to a bigger venue. And then there's tickets left for Auckland, New Zealand. I can't believe I'm going to these places. This is honestly amazing. And then the show that I had in New York got moved to September 9th because of all the stuff that I've been doing. I had to move that. But tickets for that in Brooklyn on the 9th, New York City, 9th of September. So those you can find all the links to those on my website. Okay, so what's all the stuff I've been doing here? Oh, man, I've had some interviews. Okay, so I just came back from Florida. I interviewed Billy Joel, which was amazing. That was, I've been down there. I got back yesterday. And that's pretty awesome. It was really great. What a great guy. Oh, man. I had in, obviously, Sean Ono Lennon. Sean Lennon was in. Put that video out. Sean was amazing. What a great dude. Really like Sean. He was very fun to talk with. Like to have him back on again. I had Todd Rundgren in. Somebody just put Todd lives in Hawaii too. Look at that. I had the Black Crows in, Rich and Chris Robinson. I went out to Utah to interview Professor of Rock, Adam, and we went to Skinwalker Ranch together, where we made a video. And then we went back into Salt Lake, and we went to Adam's good friend Brandon Fugel, who owns Skinwalker Ranch, and we went to Brandon's, and we finished the interview with Adam, and actually Brandon joined for part of it, and that was incredibly fun, and it's just been insanely busy. Really, really, really cool. Well, you'll hear about all those things. I don't want to give away too much about these videos, but I will say this. I mean, I live in Atlanta, but Miami's insanely hot, or Fort Lauderdale, where we were when I went down for the interview with Billy Joel. I haven't been to Fort Lauderdale in 10 years, and or down to Miami or anything. And man, I don't know how people survive down there. It was so humid. Oh my God. I mean, Tough wearing the black T-shirt down there. Skinwalker Ranch was amazing. You'll see it in the video. You'll see it. It's we took video there. I don't know. I've been traveling so much that honestly I haven't even looked through the footage yet. But hopefully all the hopefully all the stuff from Skinwalker Ranch actually came out. But the humidity in Miami is insane. I'm just going to say that again because it's hard to believe that we're one state away. But as you get into the southern part of Florida, it's not, honestly, it was probably 5 degrees warmer than Atlanta, but the humidity really incredible. So that was a lot of stuff happening. Been a really fun month though, and I've got some other things coming up. I got some other trips coming up in the next couple weeks. So I don't like to talk about any of this stuff until they've happened, but I'm going back to Europe for a trip in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I have two other trips coming up in the next couple weeks. So so a lot of stuff going on. A lot of great stuff. A lot of great stuff. And try to think what else I've been doing. I just started working on, I just started practicing my guitar again. And it's been, I injured both my shoulders recently. They're okay. They're doing better now, but it's been really hard to play. I went through a couple weeks where I was really having a hard time playing. And I've got these 2 torn rotator cuffs, and anytime I do anything that is stressful for that, working out wise, it really affects my shoulder joints, and I'm not having surgery on it because I've been to 2 different surgeons. I shouldn't tell you this stuff, but anyways, but they say that it's that the surgeries for rotator cuff are like a 50-50 thing. That it may cause other problems because I didn't really tell people this after I had my open heart surgery 2 years ago. So we're just coming up on the 2-year anniversary of that. I developed frozen shoulder in my right shoulder really badly, and it took, honestly, I went to 3 different physical therapists, and it's taken a year and a half. It took a year and a half for it to go away. But it's now better. And then the 2 different orthopedic people I went to said that if you do the rotator cuff surgery, that you can get frozen shoulder again. I mean, it's absurd, right? I have been doing rotator cuff exercises, but you can get frozen shoulder again with you can get frozen shoulder again from the recovery of it, because you can't. It's just tough to. It doesn't work for everyone. My dad actually had rotator cuff surgery, and he had it. His worked out fine. He had it when he was about 70, and he went back to playing golf and everything. So I still might have it. I'm wondering if I should ask Steve Vai, because Steve, I want to say, had shoulder surgery from it. And I forgot to ask him. I saw him at the Nuno thing back in January, and I forgot to ask Steve. I know he had surgery on his thumb, but you have to be in a sling for about 2 weeks or so. And it's and this is where the problem happens with this. I want to say it's like two weeks, but the But the problem is, the thing is just playing guitar, right? It's more on acoustic guitar where the body's further ahead from you. If I'm playing here, if you see my arm, my shoulder's not really. Like you can see that you can't see my right hand and everything, but you can see that my shoulder's not moving at all for that, right? So because my arm is not out in front of my body like that, doing this. If I'm doing this and playing, you can see that the shoulder is being engaged and stuff. So, anyways, these are things that have been tough. I'm now getting back to practicing again. So I practiced the last couple nights. I've been practicing a lot, and it's amazing that how quickly your chops come back. I mean, really, this hand for me, getting the right hand back together, as far as the speed of picking, that's a thing that and coordinating the two hands, that's a thing that takes a second to kind of get linked back. But the left hand, I don't think that the left hand stuff is. I don't think the left hand stuff really goes. It's like one day. If I just practice, I can work on, just. I can practice scales for one day, and then all of a sudden the second day, all of a sudden my chops come back. I mean, it's really incredible. Once again, it's this hand. The stuff in my courses, like the Scale Matrix course that I have, and like I said, you can get the bundle for $79, 4 of the courses, ear training, my Beato Book Interactive, which is a theory course, Quick Lessons Pro, and the Scale Matrix. Just go through the Scale Matrix, go through all the scales there. And that's the stuff that I do for my workout, is I take the scales. I might just take one scale. I might just take a scale that's a Mixolydian scale, but it's part of the major scale. And I will just practice sequences in those scales, because this thing is really... And I will practice, 4 note groupings, 5 note groupings, whatever it is. Sometimes I'll go... A lot of that stuff, the left-hand stuff, I go through, I practice all those things as a warm-up, and then I'm back within, 2 hours. It's honestly, it really is like one night of practicing, and then the next day you come back to it after sleeping. It's kind of how the brain learns things. It's like you have to work on stuff, and then you have to sleep a night, and then it's I guess it sets in your brain or something. Your brain kind of starts working it out, and then this stuff is just comes back into your hand. Like I said, left hand first, right hand. I'd have to do more exercises with this hand to kind of get it back. This hand honestly takes about a week to get back. But I will go through and I will practice. I'll take a scale. I'll work on it all the way up the neck. I'll take a couple different scales. I usually like doing one mode of the major scale, mode of the melodic minor, mode of the harmonic minor, and go through and play all the different arpeggios, things like that, just to get the hands and the fingers warmed up. But if you're doing things like, and you're just playing and you're just doing the pentatonic scales up the neck, and you want to do that. But it's that daily repetition. I always tell people, practicing 7 hours one day is not equal to practicing 1 hour 7 days in a row. 1 hour 7 days in a row will put you light years beyond playing 7 hours in one day. And you really couldn't play 7 hours in one day. It's very hard to play 7 hours in one day without getting your hand in bad, into issues there. Somebody says, Platelet-rich plasma. I actually have done that. I've done that. I've done that for my shoulder, and it did help. The PRP treatment I had, and I thought it really helped a lot. Terrence, how about all your courses and love your content. Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Rick, want to thank you for your incredible content over the last 10 years. You've inspired me so much. Thank you. Fraser Covers. Rick, just want to say thank you for the information you've given me. All the best from Budapest. Hope to see you here. I'd love to be there one day. I might be there sometime soon. You never know. And then somebody mentioned something about almost 6 million subscribers. I actually am going to hit 5.7. I don't honestly look at those things very often because in between the millions, you kind of don't notice. It seems like it never goes anywhere. But I will hit 5.7 million tonight. So I'd say 6 million probably by end of November or so. 6 million this year though. And I would encourage people, always forget to say to subscribe until the end of my videos, but if you're watching this and haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's a lot of people say it's a vanity metric because honestly, if you guys watch my channel, it's going to get recommended to you whether you're subscribed to it or not, but it just helps by reaching these things. And for the last few people that I haven't gotten, and they're pretty much the they're the people that you know. I mean, I just had Billy on, but there's a few other people that I have not gotten, some of which are doing press stuff right now. And then hopefully I'll roll up those ones in the over the next year. We're not getting any younger, right? I'm the best unknown musician on the planet. That's funny. I was sitting out at this restaurant down in Fort Lauderdale, and I was with Mike, who's on here now, who comes with me on all these things, and this guy was like, Rick comes over to the table. He said, I just want to say I love your YouTube channel. And I said, how'd you recognize me? He goes, oh, I saw you from, way across the thing. I saw your hair. And I was like, oh, it's definitely Rick. Anyways, it's well known. Rick is well known for being unknown. What is my favorite George Harrison Beatles song? Oh, man. God, there's so many good George Harrison Beatles songs. When is Paul McCartney happening? Well, you never know. I have a lot to say about that. Okay, so a couple of the other things. I just want to say, so in my interview with Billy, I asked him this one thing that, and I shouldn't tell you guys. No, I'll just wait. You'll see it. But I always ask people questions. I think that are questions that I think about from I always think in different buckets. I think like as from musician to musician, about playing, about singing, about songwriting, about production, and then I always have kind of my off-the-wall questions. And I ask people about, obviously other influence that they have. And I think that between those things, and then I always let people answer. I went back and watched. I mean, a lot of times when I'm going to go do interviews with somebody new, I will watch old interviews with them, and so, I mean, these people. I went and watched interviews with Todd Rundgren, I watch interviews with Sean Lennon. I watch interviews with Billy Joel. I watch interviews with the Black Crowes. I'll just go and I'll look for things, just random things from different periods of time, just to get a feel for what people ask them, but more for what the vibe is of the people to interview. Do they ask questions and do they listen to the answers of them? I don't know why I think about that, but it's really amazing. I mean, when I read comments, when I get a chance to and I read comments, I have to say it's kind of a low bar. People are like, Rick, it's amazing that you listen to what people say and you give them a chance to speak. It's like, yeah, that's like listening to people is kind of an important skill if you're an interviewer, but so many people just want to talk in their interviews and they want to talk about themselves. And these people don't care about me. It's like, I'm interviewing them. I want to know what they think. They don't care. It's not that they don't care about me or they don't care about the person that's interviewing them, but the whole point of the interview is to get them to talk about themselves and their career and their process and things like that. It seems to be a low bar, but it's amazing how I watched some pretty bad interviews, I got to say, of some of the people I've interviewed recently. And my God, I feel bad for honestly, I feel bad for a lot of the artists that that people don't take the time to ask them about their music. It's kind of my same critique of the music critics that they critique things in general terms without getting specific about what they like or dislike about people's music or a new record or something like that. To me, if I'm going to talk about something, like when I do my top 10 Spotify countdowns, I play the song and I listen, and many times I will play along with the song. Okay. And one of the reasons I do that is not to show off that I can play along with the songs. A lot of the songs are not guitar songs, and I want to show what the keyboard things are like on guitar, right? I do this through ear training because I recognize what the sequences are, if it has single note lines, things like that. I recognize what they are, and I play them for the guitar. Since a lot of people that watch my channel are guitar players. I mean, there's many people that watch my channel. I would say most people are honestly not musicians even, surprisingly. But I do that because I want to show people what the stuff would look like, for example, on guitar, and to show them that I have an understanding for how the music is put together. And to me, this is respect. Even if I don't like the music, I have enough respect to at least engage with something I'm listening to in real time and showing that I'm actually listening to it. And then I give my critique on it based on, does it have an interesting melody? Does it have an interesting lyric? Does it have an interesting groove? Does it have interesting production elements to it? You know, does it have a great vocal performance? You know, and these things, you have to play some of the song to do that. And I think that you don't have to understand music to be a music critic, but it sure helps. And I think it helps people have respect for you if you at least have respect for their music when you're critiquing it. That's why my thing with those New York Times guys, why I just didn't, I really was appalled by their response to these, to their list and that podcast they did, which I thought was beyond offensive. And like I said, yeah, you don't need to have a master's degree in music to critique music. That's all personal taste and things, but at least engage with it from the point of view that you understand something about what they're doing and part of the craft, because understanding the craft will hopefully prevent you from making some stupid statements, which I felt like the two main guys that I picked out from that interview, their ridiculous comments that about people's music that were not based in anything other than their own personal, grievances against whatever artists they were talking about. Okay, somebody says here, Francis. A good interviewer is a window. It's a value not being seen. You combine genius with achievement as well as selflessness when you interview. I've been following for years. Thank you and keep on. Thank you. Appreciate that. Like I said, the whole reason for me to do this, I interview people that I'm interested in. When people do these press junkets and I have publicists that reach out to me every single day. Every day. I get 25 emails from publicists for every new record that's coming out. And a lot of times I just tell them, take my name off your list, because I don't want to interview people that have new records coming out. Not because I don't want to talk about their new records, but I want to talk about music. I don't want to be bound to talking about a particular record and be one of 30 people that's interviewing them on the same topic. To me, that's of no use. I don't think it's of use to me. I don't think it's of any use to the artist either. There's some people that released albums recently that did so much press and overexposed themselves so much that I thought, if I see another interview with this person, and I think that the publicists really do a disservice, in my opinion, to the artist by overexposing them. That's it. That's my spiel on that. Let's see here. I saw something in there. What's up, Elliot? Good to see you. Definitely have to connect soon. Been way too long. I didn't see somebody. I thought I saw something about Deftones record being leaked or something like that. Did I see something like that? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Let's see here. Did I miss something on here? Steve Mitchum. I'm a beginner guitarist and already love your guitar courses. Should I get the ear training or the theory book next? The offer is what? One of those for $73. Okay. So my 4th of July bundle is actually 4 of those courses, Steve. So it's the ear training, the Beato Book Interactive, Quick Lessons Pro, which is more of like improvising and things like that and bringing together concepts that the other things we're talking about, and the Scale Matrix all together for $79. That's $20 a course. And these are long courses. If I do say so myself, it's really worth it. This is what helps support the channel so that I can travel to these interviews and pay my guys and do things like that to help edit these things and work and keep the channel going. I think that it's, you can get this. It's on sale through next Sunday, a week from today. So 7 more days. It's Sunday at midnight on July 5th, the day after I stopped the sale at the end of the weekend and everything. But I think it's a great deal. You're saving about $300 by getting at that price. It's less than $20 a course, right? Yeah, $79. I think it's pretty great. If I do say so myself, some of these courses are 5 hours long. They're all video courses, okay? Except for the Beato Book, the Beato Ear Training, which is an interactive course that has all these modules to help you develop your ear so you can learn songs when you're listening to them. So when you're doing your own top 10 Spotify countdowns, you can figure out the chord progressions and the melodies and the keyboard parts or whatever by ear and play them on your instrument, right? Whatever your instrument may be. Let's see here. Let's see here. What's this? Band called Rocket Music made a game. Don't fret. Plays music theory solving puzzles. Interesting. I don't know that band. I'll look them up, check them out. That's kind of interesting they would do that. New York Times is a joke I'm seeing back here. I didn't say that. I'm just reading in the comments. Rick Wakeman interview was awesome. Thank you very much. But Rick Wakeman was really the cause of that being awesome. I loved Rick. I got to say, one of the highlights of the interview thing was when I went to a different studio for that. Went to Tree Sound here in Atlanta, and they have a B3 there. And one of the reasons that I went there is that they have a B3. It's a huge room, their live room. I worked there forever, for years. I did sessions there. And so we set up the B3, mic'd it up, and then we had the piano there mic'd up. So when he walked over to the B3, both Rick Wakeman and I walked to the B3 after we talked at the piano. And when he played Roundabout, the solo in Roundabout, with me standing in front of the organ and he was playing it, that was unbelievable. If you guys haven't seen that interview, even if you just go to that section, it's ridiculous to watch him play that. Oh my God. Wow. You know, honestly, just to get the drawbars set and everything, it was incredible. That I love these people that are virtuosos on these instruments. I mean, that was unbelievable. And Rick Wakeman is, oh my God. And then he played the Morning is Broken piano part. When I asked him about that, I just asked him about the stuff. He played these things in the 1970s one time. I mean, think about this. Now, granted, when Rick Roundabout, he played many times live, obviously, but the Morning is Broken, he just played it one day. He came up with the parts for the Cat Stevens and never played it again. But when I asked him to play it, no problem playing it. And one of the things is that his ear, that's the thing. This is why he can do that, is that he has such a good ear that he just thought about that song and he played it. I mean, it was really incredible. And that's, to me, these are the things that, these kind of skills that these top musicians, with Billy was playing things by ear. He started the interview with a Beethoven symphony that I said, you're playing that by ear, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know if it's in the right key. I said, yeah, it's in the right key. And it was amazing that he just, his skills, his ear skills are so good. And this is the thing that these people, that Sting, Billy Joel, Rick Wakeman, so many of these people that I've interviewed have such good ears. Steve Lukather, Larry Carlton, like so many of them are just incredible musicians, just first rate. Dominic Miller, you name it. All these people that I've interviewed, there's so many people with incredibly good ears. And it's not just having good hearing, it's being able to translate that stuff from here to here or to here, right? And that's the thing, is that they're just masters. All these session guys, all the guys that I've had on, from Tim Pierce to like I said, Larry Carlton, to Tom Bukovac, to any of these guys that do sessions that are that need to come up with things on the spot. First of all, they have to learn the songs. They hear it. They hear a demo or something of the song, or the artist plays it for them, and then they immediately write it down or commit it to memory, and then they do a part. And the parts are based on understanding what the structure of the song is, the form, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus out, whatever it is, whatever the structure is. So they have to understand that. They have to understand the harmonic progression. They have to understand what the vocal melody is and if they're stepping over it or not. So there's so many, and then they have to listen to what the other people have played. Sometimes you come in on an overdub session and you are trying to find your spots to play in, or they are playing in an ensemble and they need to come up with a part that doesn't conflict with other people. Okay, what is this? Love to see you interview Derek. Let's see here. Ken Fisher modeled some of his train wreck improvised after his playing style. Was in the secular and Christian industry, wrote only jingles in history to run in 2 consecutive Super Bowls. Interesting. Thoughts on Elliot. Thoughts on being able to hear music in your head and why Rick's courses on ear training are so valuable. Elliot's dad, William Thomas McKinley, was one of my teachers at New England Conservatory and a genius composer and pianist. And he would sit down and write music from his head. He didn't need his piano because his internal ear was so good that he just needed to think about it and could translate it to the score. And he'd just write out the parts. In addition, he was an incredible improviser on the piano. And one of my favorite teachers I ever had. Let's see. Thank you for Annika. Convinced me to see a Rush show in Fort Worth. She's great. She has an impossible job and she's nailing it. Annika. Amazing. Oh my God. She's so great. It's I can't wait to see Rush. I met her with Jeff Beck when she was touring with Jeff Beck and it kept in touch with her since then. And she, oh my God, it is so exciting to see her play these parts, Neil's parts, and to do her own thing on it. I mean, I was so happy when I saw that. It's, I watch reaction videos of other channels reacting to Annika's drumming, and it just blows me away, and I'm so happy to see it. So, and I was so glad that I got to interview all of them. They were so nice. Oh my gosh. So nice. All 3, Getty, Alex, they have so much fun. And Annika is she's so nice in addition to being incredibly one of the most gifted drummers ever. You guys are amazing. Okay. Sales going on until July 5th, $79 for 4 courses. I've got tickets for sale there's tickets in Sydney, there's tickets in Auckland, New Zealand, and tickets in Brooklyn, New York. It's the only show I'm doing in the United States this year. Get the tickets. You can go to rickbeato.com where you can get my courses. You guys are incredible. Great to be back on. I hopefully won't be off for another month. I'll try and get on sooner than that. You guys are the best. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye.